This is Mitch Worden, going to critique the TPACK lesson plan draft of Lucille Stevens. I've already gone through and added some comments that can be supplemental to this video in order to provide even more tips so that once this is brought into its final form, it'll be the ideal product and it'll be brought up to the next level. So in terms of grammar, I'm just going to clear that out of the way. Not too many complaints in terms of the language, although there are certain things, such as, I know further up here there was a sentence, multiple intelligences. Looks like there was a copy-paste error of sorts, and a sentence got fragmented. Sometimes there are words that need to be changed, commas that can be added or taken away, but no real problems there. In terms of overall completeness, there's a lot of detail poured into this, and it all ties up very well. I can definitely tell that from the amount of effort put into this, that's a very complete lesson plan. Even if in its draft form, I feel like it already includes quite a bit and could be very effective already. We'll go back up here to the standards. I was surprised at first to see it was social studies, because the premise was seasons, and that usually falls under the umbrella of science. But since this is actually centered more around culture and understanding different holidays, I actually think that it's appropriate, and I like the interdisciplinary connection with math. They both work together. The standards that come into play here, such as using the calendars, counting, it all will later come into play inside the lesson plan. So all the standards are not here just for show. They're actually used inside the objective and the practice, etc. In terms of the technology that the teachers and students use, scroll down here. There's definitely a lot involved in this lesson plan. A big part of what's going to happen is the students will be doing research using 10 provided websites. I already left a comment here saying I think it would be beneficial to actually include what those 10 websites would be, since they're not going to be searching on their own. These are going to be specific domains. Outside of that, they will also be making a to-do comic to outline all that they're doing. They'll also be doing a physical calendar to show off what they learned, showing off their creativity. So this teacher will be demonstrating all of this to help guide them along, make sure that they know what's going on, assisting with questions where need be. And it all works together with the rationale statement down here, this last paragraph about the active learning theory by Dewey. It really comes into play. I think it helps tie everything together in terms of why there's so much done in this, in terms of not only technological aspects but also physical, with writing and songs. There's singing in this as well. The calendar creation. It's all about making sure that kids are essentially constantly engaged in the class, which this lesson plan really strives to do and I think succeeds at. And so that really connects all the technology, pedagogical approach, that sort of thing. And I don't know if there's anything necessarily that I'm missing at the moment. But I will say, in terms of, because I've already addressed the completeness, I want to bring this back up again, is that there's a lot involved in this lesson plan. I honestly feel like it might be too much. I'm not exactly sure of the time frame this will be taking place in, like how long this kindergarten class will be. But they're not only going to be learning Psalms, but they're also going to be doing the counting, they're also going to be doing the individual research, and they're going to be doing the to-do comic, and they're also going to be doing a physical calendar. That seems like a lot to cover, and honestly it feels like some of this could be maybe trimmed to make it more concise, make the objective even more focused, rather than having so much to do at one point. Young kids might feel a bit overwhelmed by all the responsibility that's presented here. I do feel like everything is appropriate, all the technology used, the pedagogical approach, I feel like it's very deliberate, but perhaps it could be made a lot more straightforward and centralized rather than trying to do a lot. I understand, because I myself definitely got get ambitious with what I want to teach, but you have to be more realistic about who you're teaching, how much time you have to teach, etc., etc. Overall, I feel like aside from a few errors that could be cleared up, maybe some formatting, that this is definitely at a good position at this point in time. The rationale statement at the bottom, as I've said, helps explain why exactly the teacher is choosing to do what they do, and really explains why this technology is used, the activities they're doing. I think it's on its way to being a very well organized, well put together lesson plan, and I can't wait to see what it looks like in its finished form. Hope this helps.